What's up guys, welcome to chuunibyou-kun. In this video, we are going to talk about the first part of the Craftsman of Dwarf, which is the 11th light novel volume in the Overlord series. If you didn't watch my videos on Overlord Light Novel 10, then you will find the link in my description. But before we start, spoiler alert, warning. This video happens to contain a lot of heavy spoilers that are all originated from the Overlord Light Novel series. And don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification for more uploads. So without further ado, let's get started. In the dwarven city of Fiojera, Gondo Firebeard, a dwarf miner of the Dwarf Kingdom, prepares for his final day of work in the mines. Gondo, Gages, and several other dwarf miners are sent to Sector 8821, where heatstones are mined. Heatstones are a special kind of metal that is used to produce intense heat. After his work, Gondo takes a bath alongside with the other miners, while Gages tries to persuade him to go with them to the White Beer Pavilion, but declines his offer. When Gondo is done taking a bath, he goes to the counter to get paid. The dwarf manager examines his condition of any sign of white snow sickness that happens due to the working conditions in the mines, and then he asks him if he wishes to have a permanent position here, but Gondo tells him that he will leave the city and travel to the abandoned city of Fiorizo to dig up the white iron there. White iron is a special and rare mineral found in the New World. It is highly sought after by the dwarves and is used by smiths to forge special items and for research purposes. The manager warns him that the city is a dangerous region. He even tells Gondo that he will pay him more if he sells the white ore to him, yet Gondo declines and tells him that he will continue his research. The manager realizes what Gondo is doing and implores him to face reality, which results in Gondo's outburst declaring to the manager that his father didn't choose a false path and vows to revive the arts that were lost before leaving. As Ian Zul'Gaun returns from the Baharath Empire, he sat at his desk in Ir-Antal and begun recruiting for the newly founded Adventurers Guild of the Sorcerer Kingdom. Ians is still confused about Jerknev's sudden proposal on making the empire into a vassal state to his nation and decided to give this to Albedo and Demiurge. Ians thought about the runes that didn't exist in Yggdrasil and decided to investigate the runes. Ians also decided to visit the dwarf kingdom of the Azurlisia Mountains and needs to find a bodyguard on his journey to the unknown land. He asked Decrement if she would be willing to die for him. She answered that she would gladly throw her life if he ordered her to do it. Ians asked another question if the other NPCs would do the same. She said that everyone would gladly accept death without a second thought. Upon hearing the maid's opinion, Ians decides to use the NPCs to be his bodyguards on his journey to the Dwarf Kingdom. However, Albedo and Demiurge will be handling the vassalization of the empire. Cocytus is in charge of the Great Forest of Tob and the Great Lake. Sebastian is currently carrying out managerial duties in Ir-Antal with Tur. The only suitable bodyguards for Ians are Aura Bella Fiora and Shaltir Bloodfallen. Aura and her magical beasts could be considered an ideal choice, while Shaltir, the strongest floor guardian, could serve as a trump card against a strong foe. Ians thought of bringing Mare along instead, but would leave him behind this time. Additionally, Ians receives a message from Antoma that she and Shaltir have reached the Lizardman village. She also tells Ians that Cocytus sent over a lizardman with a report concerning the village's status and seeks Ians' permission to open a gate. Ians grants permission to open the gate and welcomes the lizardman named Kyuku Zuzu, the former chieftain of the Razor Tail. Ians asks him about Zeryusu Shasha and his newborn child. Ians also asked him about his knowledge on the dwarves of the Azurlisia Mountains. Sadly, he has very little experience with them and suggests Ians speak with Zinberu Gugu. After dismissing the lizardman, Ians has just finished contacting Fluter Paradine and Plutoni Anzik for information about the dwarves. Unfortunately, Anzik is not sure of its location, while Fluter had heard of the dwarves, but he knew nothing about them. Because of that, Ians contacts Shaltir and Aura to meet him in his chambers at Ir-Antal. When Aura came first, Ians explains to her that they will be visiting the Dwarf Kingdom along with Shaltir, which surprises Aura, since Shaltir is considered to have very limited uses. Ians also explains to Aura that Shaltir's reputation as the strongest guardian has hampered her growth and wants her to accumulate various experiences. Shaltir arrives at Ians' chamber in full battle gear, which shocks Ians. Aura tells Shaltir to wait for Ians to finish speaking. Heinz explains to Aura and Shaltir that they will be visiting the Dwarf Kingdom and that Shaltir will be under Aura's command. He also suggests bringing their followers as well on their journey. After the meeting, Shaltir vows to redeem herself from her past failure. Aura offers her a prayer to her creator to watch over Shaltir. And that's it for my video, thanks for watching, see you soon in the next one, until then sayonara.